Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Charli D'Amelio has been a social media anomaly and she's been getting a lot of attention, especially over the last year. You probably clicked on this video because you, like the rest of the world, are a little confused about how this TikTok star makes so much money. She moved her family out to California, she travels all the time, she's got all the expensive clothes. This girl is living the life at just 16 years old. If you're new to my channel, my name is Matt and I've been studying the influencer marketing game over the last 4 years. A year ago, I started a TikTok account where I talk about how influencers make money and how much money certain influencers make, and it's popped off. I myself have become somewhat of an influencer through this, which is kind of ironic, but because of it, I know exactly what companies are willing to pay. I work with one of the most reputable influencer management agencies, and because of that, I'm lucky enough to get the inside scoop and take it all in. That being said, I want to share all of my experience with you. Of course, you can simply Google the answers, but you're here because you want the truth. The problem is, you can Google Charli's net worth and get a million different results. You want an in-depth analysis, and I'm here to give it to you. Let's start by addressing a huge misunderstanding in the influencer marketing community. People do not get paid per post. Well, that's with the exception of YouTube and sometimes TikTok. However, Charli D'Amelio doesn't actually get paid per post on TikTok. One of the qualifications to be in the TikTok Creator Fund is that you have to be 18 years or older. Since Charli is 16 years old, she technically shouldn't be getting paid through the Creator Fund. Some people think she's been able to get around that rule since she's such a big creator, but I highly doubt it. Regardless, here's what she would be making if she's getting paid from it. So Charli's videos get 25 million views on average, and the TikTok Creator Fund pays around 3.5 cents per 1,000 views on average. That number is actually really low, especially compared to other platforms like YouTube, which pays an average of $4.17 per 1,000 views. Anyways, those 25 million views would likely add up to around $875. So if she were to post 2 videos per day, that would add up to around $638,000 a year. However, her posting schedule is all over the place and she's probably not seeing that money anyways. If TikTok paid even half of what YouTube pays though, she'd be looking at around $36.5 million a year. But of course that was all for fun since she's probably not getting the money anyways, so we're not going to include that in her total. Now let's get into the real stuff. Her first source of income is brand deals. This is definitely Charli's biggest source of income. Unfortunately for Charli and the rest of the creators on TikTok, the platform is still brand new. Companies haven't yet been able to put a finger on what the ROI is going to be on a sponsored TikTok video. For those of you who may not know what ROI means, it stands for return on investment, and it's the one thing that companies keep their eye on when it comes to brand deals. In other words, if they pay a creator $5,000 for a sponsored post, how much money are they going to make back from it? So because TikTok is still brand new in the influencer marketing space, creators are being underpaid for sponsored posts. Charli has more than 100 million followers on TikTok. If she had this many on Instagram, she'd likely be able to charge damn near $750,000 for a single sponsored post. However, she's probably getting somewhere around $250,000 for a sponsored post on TikTok. Let's take a second to break this down really quickly from a brand's perspective. $150,000 may seem like a lot, but again, it all comes back to ROI. Let's say she does a brand deal for a clothing company that sells $30 t-shirts just to keep it simple. Of course, they know she averages 25 million views per video, so they can expect for it to fall somewhere around there. However, not every single person who sees the video is gonna buy a t-shirt. Let's say 0.01% of people who see the video will buy a t-shirt. That's a really low estimate, especially for someone like Charli who has a super dedicated following. But anyways, if 0.01% of people who see the video buy a t-shirt, that's 250,000 t-shirts. At $30 a piece, the company would be looking at more than $7.5 million in sales from this one sponsored post. So for bigger companies who have the budget, it's almost a no-brainer to pay Charli $250,000 for a post. It seems like Charli does a brand deal around once a month, so let's say she makes around $3 million a year from sponsored posts alone. Speaking of selling t-shirts, the next way Charli makes money is by selling merch. Now, if I'm being entirely honest, I don't think Charli puts too much effort into her merch. It's all super basic stuff and it doesn't look too high quality. That being said, Charli's fans absolutely love her and they'll basically buy anything that she attaches her name to. Merch sales are really tough to calculate, but luckily I know someone who has 25 million followers on TikTok and they were kind enough to share that they take home around $25,000 per month. Since Charli has 4 times the followers, I think we can assume that she takes home between $75,000 and $100,000 per month on merch. Of course, sales are higher some months and lower other months, but let's leave that as a rough estimate. That would mean she's making between $900,000 and $1.2 million per year off merch. Before we get into her next income stream, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell down below. These videos literally take me 12 to 15 hours to make, and if you're finding the content valuable, you might as well subscribe. I post every Tuesday and Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time, and there's gonna be a ton more content just like this, so stay tuned. Next up, we have TikTok live streams. This is likely one of Charli's smallest sources of income, but we're gonna include it just to be as precise as possible. It looks like Charli does just a few TikTok live streams per month. If you didn't know already, TikTok allows live stream viewers to send gifts to creators, which then turns into real money. However, there's actually a limit on how much money you can make on a live stream, and I think it's around $4,000. So if Charli is doing 3 live streams per month, that's $12,000 a month from TikTok live streams. That adds up to $144,000 a year, which of course is a lot of money, but it's just funny because that's kind of pocket change to her. Okay, so the next way Charli makes money is through YouTube. Charli's posting schedule on YouTube is super inconsistent, but we can kind of estimate her ad revenue based on all of her views from last year. She has more than 9 million subscribers, and last year alone, her videos racked up more than 227.7 million views. Since YouTube pays an average of $4.17 per 1,000 views, we can assume that last year she took home around $949,000 from YouTube ad revenue. This is actually a really conservative estimate because YouTube CPM is based on a number of different variables. One of the highest paying categories is kid-friendly content, and Charli's fans are mostly young kids. I wouldn't be surprised if Charli's CPM is as high as $10 per 1,000 views, but we're gonna keep the original estimate just to err on the side of caution. If it is that high, she could have made upwards of $2.2 million last year alone. Let's keep in mind that Charli is missing one massive income stream. Because of COVID, Charli hasn't really gotten the opportunity to do any events. This could be millions of dollars a year that she's not making right now, so once the world goes back to normal, she's gonna be making a lot more money. Aside from that, it's pretty difficult to track because influencers are always growing. She's gaining millions of followers every single day, and because of that, her income streams are all constantly growing. The more fans she has, the more she can charge for a brand deal, the more money she's making off merch, and the more money she's making off of YouTube ad revenue. There are just so many factors, and to be honest, the future is looking bright for her and every other influencer on TikTok. TikTok is starting to be taken more seriously. As the platform matures and solidifies its place in influencer marketing, brands are gonna have to pay more. Hopefully in 2021, we'll see the pay gap in sponsored posts on Instagram versus TikTok come to a close. Being that there are so many factors that being successful as a creator relies on, there's also a lot of uncertainty. That's the weird thing about being an influencer or self-employed in general. There's no limit to your success, but there's also no limit to your failure, and things are really uncertain. At some point, whether it be in 1 year or 10 years from now, the people who are popular right now are no longer going to be popular. Now let's total up all of these numbers and get to the bottom of how much money Charli's really making. Here's what we've got so far. $3 million per year from brand deals, $949,000 from YouTube ad revenue, around $1 million from merch, and $144,000 from live streams. With everything totaled up, Charli is looking at around $5,093,000 per year. Before I end this video, I really just want to say thank you for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment below letting me know what you want to see next. See you on Tuesday for another video. Peace, everyone.